Welcome to Capital of the Coast. Hi, everybody. My name is Mike Manning. Each week, we bring you a local small business success story from one of our 40 plus chapters that stretch from the Triangle, which is Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, all the way to parts of the coast and most points in between. If you are not familiar with BNI, it is Business Networking International, the world's largest networking organization. Our goal each week is to help our fellow members grow their business, and one of BNI's from the beginning, one of their sayings is givers gain. And the more we give, the more we're going to get. And so that's how we operate. Our local small business success story this week is Jon Blakely, owner of Engaged Management. Jon is in the New Bern chapter called Business in the Burn. They meet Wednesdays at 8 a.m. at the Elks Lodge in New Bern. He holds the property management seat in the chapter. Jon, how are you today?
I am fantastic, Mike. And you?
Uh, I'm doing fine. Glad to have you. We were supposed to get some snow up here yesterday, and they gave us a 5 hour window. I think we got like 27 minutes of just light flurries, and I always get disappointed. I enjoy a little bit of snow, so
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
don't know that
Before
I
I was in
could.
Nashville, any little snow would just shut the city down.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
being born and raised in California and going skiing in the morning and surfing in the afternoon, that's not snow.
No, no, I don't know that I could live in Alaska or Canada or the northern U.S., but I enjoy seeing snow down here. So,
Absolutely.
all right. So, normal property managers, Jon, you are not. You are property
No.
management with steroids in a good way. So, we think of property managers is I have a house and you manage it and find me tenants, but that's not the case. So, you've got 40 years of guiding operations for businesses. So some of the names we might recognize, WebMD, E-Trade, and KinderCare. I just keep hearing the word logistics with you. I think of FedEx. I think of Siemens. I think of the Tour de France with logistics, getting all the bikes and all the riders and all the foods, to each stop. So logistics, give us a little bit of the background on kind of what got you here, and then we'll talk about what specifically got you here.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, I mentioned I was born and raised in California, and I lived through the dot-com boom
Yeah.
where businesses were just popping up left and right, and Silicon Valley was getting off the ground. And I noticed that, you know, companies would be so pressed to get their product to market, they wouldn't know how to find a janitor, they wouldn't know how to find a building, let alone negotiate a lease. They need to get their product to market. And so I developed a company called Facilities Management Services, where I came in and I said, listen, you worry about your product, I'll take care of your home, your business. And so I was very fortunate to strike while the iron was hot and made a very successful um, business out of that. Uh, then the dot-com bubble burst. My phone did not ring for like 4 months.
Wow.
And as a business owner, that is a death nail in your business. Uh, just as when I thought I'd have to go find a real job, i.e., a direct deposit, my phone rang and it was my very first client, the one that I had put together entire work down the building, did the work environment, the golf market. He called me and he said, Jon, you know all that stuff that you did for us 2 years ago? I said, yeah, we need to get rid of it. So instead of creating, I was decommissioning. And I got to tell you, Mike, I made more money in decommissioning Silicon Valley than I did building it up. It was
Wow.
very, very good. Um, but the valley never came back the way it was. So I had to find a direct deposit job, and that's where E-Trade came in and WebMD and Healthion. Um, and so that's what it was. FMS, I retired it. Um, and then when I moved here to North Carolina, I resurrected it. So engaged management is the phoenix from facilities management services. So
Gotcha.
kind of like restarted.
Can I assume you enjoy putting puzzles together since you like so many moving parts in a business?
Well, you can't really tell in the background, but those are all Legos back there.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right.
Yes.
That,
So
that
I enjoy a large Lego project.
nice.
Just off camera is the Titanic, which was 36,000 pieces.
All right. Well, grandkids got something to do with you when they get just a tick older. We'll get to the grandkids here in a little bit too. So,
Sure.
I always am curious when somebody is in a particular industry or field for a number of years. Is there a gene you got from somebody in your family that likes moving things and tracking things and figure out how we can do 18 things at once?
Uh, Great question. I don't think anyone in my family knows what I do,
Yes.
right? But yeah, to your point, I love creating. I love solving problems and puzzles. I went to school and I have a degree in electronic engineering, which means that those little resistors I can tell you the value by the colored stripes and stuff. Um, obviously haven't used it in 40 years, but that's what got me started. I was actually a calibration technician for a thermocouple um, manufacturer, which basically I just took large thermocouples, which were used in making chips, and I'd stick them in a big oven, and I would calibrate them. My supervisor came to me and said, "Hey, John, do you mind taking on this little extra project? We need to expand our stock," which meant that we just needed to add about 2 or 3 sections of cyclone fencing inside the building. That's what got me started in
Uh,
facilities and property management. Just that,
okay.
and I love it. I can't tell you why, but I absolutely love it. People ask me, what do I do for a living? I say, I do what I love,
Mm.
and somebody pays me for it. So it's even better.
So, as a problem solver, do you also enjoy those whodunit shows?
I do.
I
My wife
figured.
and I
Yep.
binge murder mysteries
Yes.
and true love. It's kind of scary because we'll be watching like forensic files,
Yep.
and they'll come up like how they got this clue, and she'll have the answer, and then she'll look at me and go, "You better watch yourself. I know how to get rid of a body."
I know. My wife, let's see, it's the ID channel, Oxygen, Oprah's channel owned OWN, and one more that usually at night when she gets home, we'll kind of check on a couple things. And then I'll just hand her the remote and she'll figure out the best ones. But yeah, she loves the cold
Yep.
cases. Yeah,
Yes.
just trying to figure
Yes.
out and you're right. Sometimes it's not how you thought it was going to hit.
Oh, and it's scary that she knows all this stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh, So going back to your original company, it's actually one of the things that small businesses do very wisely is they understand when to outsource. And I always tell small business owners, the day before you open your shop, you should outsource your bookkeeping and your social media because you may be good at both, but you won't be consistent at both. So I'd imagine once you got your template set up and you started going to companies and said, "Hey, let me get something off your to-do list," your phone was ringing.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Uh, that's great advice, Mike,
Mm.
which I like you gave me earlier, and I am following that. That's
Hey, we're
great.
gonna
Thank
talk
you.
about that too. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh, Again, new companies are just focused on their product. They don't know how to do the rest. And a
Mm.
smart individual will know their limitations. I can't tell you how many clients I've walked into and the CEO was just pulling his hair out for the operation because they didn't know a lot of stuff. They found comfort in what they do know, so that laxed everything else.
Mm.
So I would come in and say, I have a lot of, here's how I can help you. May I help you, please? And that approach worked wonders. Um, it was a smart person that hired me.
Well, and it's a good nugget for the folks watching the show today. You got to understand what you either don't know or don't want to do. And the
Mhm.
successful business people, I don't think it's 100%, but the vast majority of the successful business people figure out what they don't do well and they go find somebody to do it well for them. So that's, I'm sure,
Mhm.
why people are calling you over and over again.
Oh, yes, you're absolutely right. Hit the nail on the head. It's what engaged management does is it allows companies to focus on their core competency,
Yes.
right? That's what it is. And you focus on your core competency because that's what you know. and let me or engage management take care of all the nonsense stuff. Um, and it works.
Yeah.
It works.
And a lot of my analogies are sports related. So I go, since the NFL playoffs are on. So that's why the head coach has an offensive coordinator. And that's why the offensive coordinator has a wide receiver coach. A,
Mhm.
I can't do all of it. And B, you probably know that skill set a little bit better than I do. Even though I know it, you probably know better than I do. And you can spend all day with those guys.
Absolutely.
I just wish more business owners would understand you. Because again, at the beginning, and I'm sure when you opened your doors with FMS, you wanted to do it all. You probably needed to because it was just you, correct?
Yeah, it was just me. And I got to tell you, one of the traps of starting your own business is your own ego.
Yeah.
It really is. Through FMS, there was a lot of lessons learned,
Mhm.
a lot of, shoulda, woulda, couldas. Um, and that old thing, if I had a time machine, I would do this differently. Uh, moments. And I think that has actually helped. I think
Yeah.
everybody needs to kind of go through that, uh, so they can learn that, okay, should have did this, should
Yeah.
have did that. They don't need to beat themselves up because that's just ridiculous. I mean, you make a mistake, you own the mistake, you fix it, you don't do it again.
Yeah.
It's very simple, and you don't beat yourself up about it. Those things I think new business owners need to go through that. They need to appreciate those what I call opportunities of learning and go forward. I mean, if you don't fail, you don't learn. Is I guess
Yes.
is what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Because it's not that you got knocked down, it's how you got up. And it sounds corny.
Exactly.
And I'm not a quote guy. I just, but some things you look at it and go, yeah, yeah, I picked myself up. It took me a month to do it, but that's why I'm still here today. And stories like that, we all get knocked down. We all do stupid stuff. We all wish we hadn't messed up that client or, whatever.
Mhm.
So just, yeah. So just the smart stuff. I wish more people would go for that. So what got you? So you're from California. So what gets you to Jacksonville, North Carolina,
uh,
or
I
near Jacksonville?
yes, near Jacksonville. Um, Actually, I my wife and I were working for the same company, and she was doing what I was doing in California. She was in Tennessee, and we met at a company retreat in Portland, Oregon. And after that 3-day company retreat, we had a long distance relationship for 2 years. So at the end of the 2 years, I think it was I that said, "Hey, Angel, I think this is going to work out. Do you want to move to California?" And she goes, "No." I go, "Okay, no, enough said there." So I moved to Tennessee, and we raised our daughter there. Then became empty nesters. Our daughter joined the military, met her husband there, gave us grandkids, and we said, "Well, we're empty nesters. What are we doing in Middle Tennessee when my grandkids are in North Carolina?" And ta-da, we've been here since it was a year last November.
So it's interesting when A, to start your own business, but B, to start it in a relatively new town.
Oh
So
yes, yeah.
what was the first week like of you getting word out that, hey, I'm in business?
Well, I got to tell you, Mike, I was introduced to BNI 14 months ago. I had never heard of it
Mhm.
before. And I said, well, I'm going to resurrect FMS into engaged management. And, we've talked about this. You have to have a plan. There's a nice template called a 3-year plan. And I found that and I curtailed it to my
Mhm.
business. And the first year is you go out and find your network. You go find your resources.
Mhm.
You don't focus too much on sales. You're really just kind of building a foundation. And B and I had all the trades that I need. Because again, my business is to help um, the physical work environment or the plant or the property management. Well, I need electricians. I need HVAC. I need landscape. I need janitor. I mean, I need all that. That those people, those trades are in BNI. So, what actually interesting fact? We have one now uh, in our chapter, I think he just became a new member. He gets rid of geese, and
Yeah.
being from California and
Uh,
from Tennessee, I never knew that was a problem.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, okay. So my client or my future client will say, we have this geese problem. I go, I know a guy. This
What
is
are
a
the
perfect thing.
odds? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the first year of doing that. The second year is really just getting the introductions, like using that network that you have, those relationships that you have, that trust that you have with others. Now just starting to get introductions to their clients, stuff, and just kind of promoting the business out. And then third year is just all revenue. That's the goal. So BNI helps me out. So going back to your question, I'm sorry, starting your business is one, you got to know what you're going to do.
Mm.
And you got to understand it. You got to live it and you got to breathe it. And that's you. But you cannot be arrogant or um, single minded focused. This is your business. This is what you're going to do. Um, it's kind of like raising children, right? This is my child. Here's what I'm going to do. And you just let it grow and nurture it. You guide it where you want to be. So, and hopefully it just takes right off. But you cannot be consumed by it. I found a lot of people in my 40 years that were just overwhelmingly consumed by their business,
Yep.
and the business failed because they couldn't find clients.
Mm.
They were not approachable because they were so single focused on it. They didn't have the right je ne sais quoi in the personality. They didn't relate. We say, "Hey Joe, how's it going?" And he says, "Well, we just got this done, and we're doing this, and we're doing that. Why not come in and buy you a cup of coffee and see what we could do?" It's like, whoa, 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 yeah, Joe, how's your family?
Yeah.
Start that way, right? Uh, so getting back to your original question, I'm sorry, is there really no really stumbling blocks on getting engaged management off the ground? Again, I was not focused on chasing revenue. I was focused on building the foundation.
Yep.
And BNI helped me out tremendously. I don't think if I didn't know about BNI or if it did not exist in New Bern, I don't know what the heck I'd be doing because New Bern is not Silicon Valley and it's not Middle Tennessee. So trying to find clients would be a very difficult thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the good thing about what I do is I can do it anywhere.
Yep.
I have clients in Alabama. I have them in Michigan. I have one in Falmouth, Maine. Uh, so that keeps me busy.
Well, don't go visit them now, all right?
No, no,
No.
I funny you should mention that. I made sure that they were set. I think I was there November 15th. I said, okay, I'm going to see you next spring. You're set for the next 6 months, okay? They
Yep.
said, yeah, we're good.
I'm always curious as to how people come up with their company name. How did engaged management
Oh,
come about?
you were right. You're asking me questions I didn't even know I was going to answer.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I thought, it's a resurrection. It's a phoenix of facilities
Mm.
management services. I thought, oh, well, that's a great thing. But it just so happens that in New Bern, literally about 2 miles from me, is a building called Facilities Management. No, it's called Family Medical Services,
Ah.
FMS. Okay, and I can't do that. And so for about 2 weeks, I was just kind of always thinking about,
Mm.
what I do. I'd be driving, okay, well, what's this? What's that? I'd be talking to people and stuff, kind of getting ideas. And I thought, well, I want people to work with me. I want to collaborate. I want to engage with them. I thought, well,
Yeah.
maybe collaboration, property management or something like that. But no, I want engaged means that okay, we're in this together and we're both equal and we want to get to this point here.
Yep.
So let's do that. So I thought about that, and then of course I did a Google search like crazy. And I go, okay, well, it can't be engage management because then I'm gonna have to have a diamond ring as my
Yeah.
logo, and people would be calling, oh, can you do a wedding in spring? No. So I just put the D on the ends, engaged.
Yeah.
Also, as I was explaining this to my wife Angel, and she goes, "So you're Captain Picard?" And I go, "What?" Well, that
Oh,
was his command.
engage. Yes, I
Engage.
get it. I like Angel already.
And she's my rock.
Well,
And I
it
go,
yeah,
"Yeah, that's good."
there you go. So it's a tip for people looking for coming up with a company name. So you need to write it down somewhere, put it on your wall in the full name, Engaged Management, and
Mhm.
look at it. And then if somebody shortens it, then you do just E period, M period. And you got to look at that to make sure it doesn't spell something else or sound like, oh my gosh. So I'm glad you did that, played with stuff, because a lot of people like, oh yeah, when they shorten that, now it's like, oh, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because once I had the name, um, I was racking my brain for a logo,
mm,
an image. And I thought to myself, I could do buildings,
mm,
or some kind of gears or whatever. And I go, no, I'm just going to use my logo is engage management,
yeah,
and I have a tag: clarity, stability, operational excellence.
mm,
That's all I need to say.
yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't try to find that Latin word that means 17 things we stand for. Nobody can pronounce it or spell it, and so they usually don't remember it.
It's funny you mentioned that because I did go to the Latin for that
Oh,
reason. And being a Silicon Valley baby, I'm supposed to have an X and a Y somewhere in there
what?
because that was, well, the Silicon Valley, they always had these weird company names. You had to have, to be a successful Silicon Valley company, you had to have either a Y, a Z, or an X in your company.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh, Glad you broke that trend.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So you're a part of your background, part of who you are is your time in the U.S. Coast Guard. If your bio reads correctly to me, you were small boat search and rescue.
Yeah.
Now we could probably spend an hour on that, which I will one day. Okay.
Yep.
Uh, what did you bring from the structure of the military to
Hmm.
engaged management?
Yeah. So I graduated high school in 1981, and that's during the Iran hostages,
Mm,
right? And I didn't have any plans to go to college. I was going to just be on my own. I was living at home, and I said, "Well, I gotta get out. How can I do that?" And I thought, well, I've already registered for the draft. I'd rather just pick my fate.
yep.
Uh, and so I said, well, let's do humanitarian service. So I joined the Coast Guard, and I'm in California. And you know what the Coast Guard did to me? They stationed me in all places, Monterey Bay, California. I go, really?
Yep.
Okay. Small boats operations, search and rescue. There are 3 people I would like to think are still alive today that I helped.
Nice. Good for you.
Yeah. Um, but in the Coast Guard, you respond to an emergency. You are to go into that emergency, not freaked out, but you are the calm and the strong. You're the one that's going to go in there. You got the mission to do. You're focused. You deal with it because most of the time it's a life or death situation. Okay? You cannot run from a boat fire, or you'll drown, or get sharks, or whatever. So when you get there, you're in charge, and you got to process this. You cannot let things get. And I think that taught me a valuable lesson that I've applied to business. Is that okay? So your roof has a leak in it, and it's
Mm,
going down in your server room. I understand. Okay, here's what we need to do, and not freak out. So it gives me that calmness and that stability that I can go into any business situation and say, okay, first off, no one is going to die, and here's the problem, and here's how we're going to fix it, and let's just you have that calmness,
mm.
and that has served me very well, professionally and personally. Though I have been accused of not having feelings.
Yeah.
I go, well, Yeah, but we had a flat tire on the side of a mountain in a rainstorm. I don't care about the feelings. I need to fix
Yeah.
this tire and
Yep.
get out of
Yep. Nice. And then not only the calm approach to it, but just the tactical side of it. Okay. What needs to be
it.
done first and then second and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. So I think that it, I wasn't planning a career in property and facilities management, but I think that that kind of led me and kind of gave me a foundation of what I'm going to do in life. Um, and I honestly, I think every 18-year-old who graduates and doesn't have a plan should do something. I mean, selfishly, I joined because I didn't want to get drafted and I wanted to move out of the house.
Yeah. Hey, worst
And
it.
what better place? I just moved into the government's house.
Yeah.
I mean, I got 3 meals a day. I got clothing, healthcare. Hey, this is great.
Worst decisions have been made by an 18-year-old. I know that.
Yeah.
I've said for years, I think there should be a gap year from high school to college, at least 1 year, and you serve some time in the military and some time in the hospitality industry, so you
Yes.
can learn how to deal with with different types of clients and different types of
Yep.
situations.
Absolutely.
Uh, 2 to 3 things you do regularly each week to grow your business, either
Oh,
revenue, word of mouth, anything like that.
yeah. I am now, it's a 3-year plan. So what I've done regularly for the last 14 months is go to find the resources, get my name out there to those resources, to my potential vendors and business partners. So one-on-ones for sure, they're a blessing. Um, I focus in on the trades. I keep up on LinkedIn and seeing
Mhm.
what's going on. I do Google searches for facilities management in different metropolitan areas. Just try to keep my finger on the pulse on that. Uh, yeah, that's basically it. Now this year, it's okay. Let's get those introductions. So let's go to our asks and be very specific. Say, I would like to meet this person,
Yep.
or I would like to meet a company that does this, so I can go and
Yeah.
get those introductions.
Yeah. You've learned me pretty quick in BNI that if we don't ask, we're going to wait for someone else to ask us for help, and we're going to help them. Yeah. So why? And again, I was guilty of that too. Oh, my company's the best, and we've got, but I went asking for a new client. So I'm glad you're doing that. Give us the overview on what you're doing with LinkedIn now, which I really like it. Going back to social media posting. Oh, you there?
I'm sorry, you had a little glitch.
Yep. Tell us what you're doing with LinkedIn now that has to do with what we were talking about earlier, regards to social media posting.
Yeah, I am actually. I just this morning. I made a engaged management LinkedIn profile, so I'm starting to do that. I'm also posting. I have 4 articles out on my LinkedIn page. All came out January 1, uh, and I post once a week. So right now, I am just kind of cultivating that, getting followers. I sent out invitations to almost everybody I know
Yeah.
that can help me on that, and then hopefully their people can see through them me and so forth. So it's starting to take off. It's nice. I like LinkedIn because it gives you the analytics,
Yes.
um, and it works very well for me.
But
I
that's
love those things.
and that's something that we all have to know as business owners is where are our clients? And yours are more likely on LinkedIn than Facebook. Yep. So folks, with regard to social media, if you have a B2B company like John does, a lot of your clients probably aren't going to be on Facebook. They're on LinkedIn. They're on the more business focused places. They're looking for solutions. Um, but if you're in the home services fields, landscaping, HVAC, painting, property management, all kinds of things like that, a lot of folks are you're going to find a lot of your clients on Facebook. So John was telling us that he is posting on LinkedIn, and
Yes.
my guess is Over time, you'll start to get more. And again, folks, it's not like in Facebook, it's okay to get a like, but you want to use the word engage. You want people to engage with you to start dialogues and start relationships.
Yes,
And are
absolutely.
you starting to get any of that yet, or is it still too early?
Uh, a few.
Good.
Actually, I was talking about, I don't know if you heard me, but a friend of a friend of a friend, those are starting to come in now.
Yep.
So I'm very pleased about that.
Yeah. Go to fertile ground, folks. Tell
Hmm.
everybody you know, hey, I've got a
Yeah,
new business. Because they may not hire you, but we want to meet who they know. That's
right. In
what we
fact,
want. So you got to start with them.
yeah. In fact, this friend of a friend does something very similar, and so I'm going to reach out to him later this afternoon and say, we should partner
Mhm.
because what you do half of what I don't do. So why don't we do it together?
Yeah.
Become whole. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we can get a lot of synergy and be engaged together
There you go.
and get things done.
Yeah. Like that. All right. So you ruined one of my favorite parts of the show earlier on without knowing it. One of my favorite questions to ask my married guest is your wife's name is Angel. So, how did you and Angel meet? And you told us a little bit of that. So, I want to know specifically, literally, the moment you were introduced. But do you both tell the story the same way? Yeah.
uh, so we met at a company retreat
Okay.
meeting, and she got into the conference room, and I was late. I was the last one in the conference room. Of course, when you walk into a large 30-person conference room and set up in a classroom style, you get the back of it, right? So I came in. People noticed that I was late. They came in, and she was in the very, very front. And she turned, and man, she knocked my socks off. Just talk about it. So anyway, I had to sit in the back because I couldn't sit up in the front. And I noticed every once in a while she would turn around and look at me. It's like,
Oh,
okay, good something. So at the break, the 15-minute break came up, and I went up to her and I said, well, can I buy you some coffee? And so it kind of started that way. Now, what she says is she says, yes, we met in that conference room,
mm.
um, but I aggressively pursued her. And I
Oh,
go, well, it worked.
yeah. Yep.
So,
Or I thought maybe the story was she was giving you the stink eye because she hates people being late to meetings.
well, she did say that she did not turn around that often, and I think that's where we disagree. I think I think she turned around more than she likes to admit.
So where was the official first date?
The official first date was that evening.
Oh,
When you have a company retreat, you plan an activity, and and she does admit this. We tell the story exactly. We went to a bar that had dancing, and so I am she's sitting by herself, and I'm with the other folks and all that stuff. And this guy comes up to try to hit on her. And so I said, well, this is my opportunity. So I
hmm,
went up there and I said, excuse me, honey, like, are you okay? Right? Pretending that we're married.
yeah,
And it worked.
yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Just walk over there, grab her hand. Hey, sweetie, here's our song. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Good move. Good move. Did she get on the dance floor with you, or did that guy walk away quickly?
The guy walked away, and we've been dancing ever since.
Okay. Was he part of the company or just an innocent bystander?
He was my wing. No, he was an innocent bystander, but I like to think that he was my wingman.
Yeah. Probably a schlub, no fun, real dorky, and then here's you, light on your feet with a happy grin, right?
Well, the thing was is that she played right along. She knew exactly what's
Yeah.
going
Oh,
on,
yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
perfect.
Better the
So,
devil you know, right?
yep.
So, when did you know there was something's gonna come from this?
It was a wonderful 3 days.
Okay.
It was wonderful. I'll tell you a little bit more. So she was doing what I was doing in Tennessee, and I was doing it in California. And I had hired an admin, and I was talking to my boss, who actually lived in Colorado. I said, I need someone to come out and train my admin. And he go, well, we do that. Okay, well, we can bring somebody up from LA or something like that. I go, no, no, no. You know that Angel Harris from Tennessee? I think she would be perfect. And so I got my boss to send her out to me on the
Nice.
ruse of training my admin. And so she came out, and my admin said, "Do you mind picking her up at the airport because I got something to do?" I go,
Nope.
I don't mind
Yep.
at all.
Yep.
So I picked her up at the airport, and I said, "Are you hungry?" And
Yeah.
she goes, "Yeah." I go, so we went. I was in San Jose, went to Santa Cruz, which is over the Santa Cruz Mountains. It's about a 40-minute drive. And our first date was at Gilbert's Seafood Restaurant on Santa Cruz Pier. And I
And
thought, this is good.
there you go. And how long did you get your boss to agree to keep her out there to train your new admin?
Yeah.
A week? How long was she out there?
2 days.
Okay. Hey, 2 days you didn't
Hey,
have.
that started the 2-year long
No.
distance relationship.
Yeah.
So,
I like the fact that she answered your question, "No, I'm not moving to California," quicker than you thought she would.
like, nope, we're going to go out there.
All right, so in your LinkedIn bio, you've got the initials IFMA. What in the world is that?
Yes, yes. It's the International Facility Management
Gotcha.
Association.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
was founded in 1980. And I've been a member since 83. It has 22,000 members and I think 103 or over 100 chapters.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yep.
And so I was instrumental in co-founding the Silicon Valley chapter when I was out there. And when I moved to Tennessee, I joined the Nashville chapter. I was the 43rd member in the Nashville chapter.
Nice.
And by the time I left, we were over 200 members. And I had been president for 8 years, 8 or 9 years, and always involved with the board.
Very cool. Two grandkids. How old are they?
Kyson is 3, and his younger brother Tobias is 2.
Tobias?
Yes.
Ooh, I like that name. That's
Tobias
stout.
John.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, natural Jon, right? No age, right?
Yes.
So here's something you can look forward to. My grandson, my wife and I have 4 grandkids. Oliver's our oldest. He's 7.5. And my son, they live outside of Charlotte, and he belongs to our oldest son. And so Travis, our son, sent us a picture. Here's Oliver sitting at their kitchen table with his very first adult McDonald's meal. So the Big Mac meal, large fries, everything, his first one ever. And the grin on that kid's face was awesome. So you have little things like that to look forward to.
Absolutely.
And then Lego
Absolutely.
ships and spaceships and all that good stuff, right?
Yep. Yep.
All right. So new year, new stuff. Always try to keep a show fresh. So in order for people to get to know the guest even better, if they haven't already, I got a new working title on this. It's called the No Overthinking Round.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some questions. We're not overthinking it, okay? So, what's something people assume about your business that is totally wrong?
It's expensive,
Yeah,
and it's not. It it's basically what you would want to pay,
yeah.
not what you expect.
Good answer. I
Uh,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, engaged management does not have a price structure
Yeah.
because no job is the same,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so we are open to any type of thing. In fact, we had one client that I said, okay, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to save you some money. They go, well, really, I'm going to pay you money for to save money. And I said, I'll tell you what, make this deal. I'll do this job for you, and you pay me at the end of the quarter when you know how much you're saving, and you're going to pay me a percentage of the savings.
Oh,
So if you don't save anything, I don't get paid.
nice.
If you do save some money, I get a percentage of that. If you save $10, I'll take my percentage of that.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And so we were able to do that, and I had a great time doing it, and it actually helped put my eldest daughter through college
Very
and saved
nice.
them a ton of money.
If your business had a mascot, what would it be and why?
It would be a bear because I am in New Bern.
The bears are everywhere. I learned that too. Every coffee
Mm,
shop I met Carol at, or some Anne Marie or somebody, there was a bear there. So,
okay.
if they make a movie about you, who would you want to play you?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, really?
Well,
Okay.
I have been told, I don't see it, but I've been told that there are times that we look alike.
Hmm. Did Angel tell
Eh,
you that because she loves you? What?
yeah, how'd you
Okay.
know?
Now I get the hands-on part of rescuing people from boats and stuff. Totally get that.
Yeah,
Totally get that. Is your email inbox organized or chaos?
organized.
Okay.
Rules are Outlook rules are a godsend.
Outlook rules?
Yeah, because you can set rules for how to handle your mail. So things that I am copied on do not go to my inbox. They go to a folder saying CC.
Oh, I just learned something today.
Yeah,
That's why I
and
like the show. All right.
right, and Zoom calls that come through on Zoom, they don't go to my inbox. They go to a folder called Zoom calls because I am a man of a certain age, and I'm getting these calls about Medicare and life
Yeah,
expectancy,
I'm getting
and
those
so
too. And
just
yep.
put them over here. Don't mess with my inbox.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I have my meeting on February 3rd with my Medicare agent. Because in May I will be 65, and I
Oh,
can't wait to get my hands on some of that money. So, are you a mountains or an ocean person?
ocean.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Even though you do enjoy skiing, you'd rather be surfing.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
I'd rather be warm.
As a parent, back in the day when you were saying things to your kids, were you internally hearing your mother saying that to you or your father saying that to you?
Father.
Yeah. I don't know if Angel does this, but every now and then when the boys are little, Becky would say something to the boys. She goes, "Oh my gosh, my mother said that to me." So,
Yeah. Interesting story, if I may, about my father. I was 8 or 9 years old, and I'm laying on the floor watching. I think it was Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea,
okay.
and I know you know that.
Mm,
My father grabbed me by the shirt, picked me up, took me to the side of the house, and I have no idea what's going to go. Now, my father wasn't abusive, but it was just like,
mm.
and I wasn't. He wasn't abusive, and I was not a golden child. Put it that.
Okay.
But he took me by the garbage cans inside the house, and he said, "Son, see these trash cans? They need to go out Tuesday morning. And when I come home from work on Tuesday, they better be clean and put back on the side of the house. That is your job. Any question?" No, it says, okay, they need to be put out Tuesday morning. And when I come home from work, they need to be right back here, cleaned out. There you go. You
Wow.
got that. I said, yeah, no problem. So Sunday comes around, I put the trash cans out on the curb.
Mm,
And he goes, no,
no.
you can't.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
They can't stay out there. You have to take them Tuesday morning. I go, okay, fine. So what that taught me, and I use this as an example, is that when you're dealing with vendors or fellow employees, you need to set the the expectation. The trash cans are going to be clean, and they're going to be out on Tuesday morning. They're going to be put back here before I get back to work. They're going to be rinsed out, put on the side of the house. That's the expectation. How you do that, we don't care. But we do have, as long as you're in the operating hours. In other words,
Yep.
don't put the trash cans out on Sunday night.
Yep.
As long as you are in the operating parameters, which we set, and here's the goal, life is good. That taught me how to
Mm.
manage vendors.
Yeah. Because
Here is
yep.
the goal. Here are the operating parameters. Don't ask me any questions. Go ahead and do it.
Just make sure they're on the side of the house clean by
Yep.
5:30. Yep. I like that.
Yep.
Favorite Girl Scout cookie
Oh, mint,
in the fridge or outside the fridge?
fridge.
Oh yeah, got to eat them out of the fridge.
Hello.
Double
I
stuffed
think I have
Oreos
three
out of the
boxes on the freeze
yeah.
in the garage.
Double stuffed Oreos out of the fridge, gold, absolute gold. Yep. Okay, last question. What are you most excited about for your business today?
helping people. That's my joy. That's what I get out of the business, helping people. Going in and uh, whether they have an actual problem or they just need a resource, helping people. And yeah, just helping people, engaging with them, and going for a common goal.
So if somebody is to, before we wrap up here, if somebody's thinking today, somebody watching the show, thinking today about going into a version of the property management world, what's one thing they need to either be thinking about or kind of have set up before they get into it?
Resources.
Got you.
Yeah, they can't walk into a building or to a client and not have any resources. They have to have their phone book, and they have to have their trusted vendors, and they have to have those. I mean, that's what I found. That's what BNI gives engaged management. So I'm a leg up from my competitors.
Oh, yeah. And you got some good ones in your chapter. Some good characters in that room. I like it, but man, they work hard. So, all right, Jon, we've been putting Jon's phone number up here. Folks, you can live anywhere. He just told us he's got clients everywhere. So there's just some things you got to outsource. Think about that and then call a trusted source like Jon. Jon, thanks for being on our show today. Love the stories and congratulations on your success starting a new business. But more importantly, having 2 grandkids. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
We will see everybody next time on Capital to the Coast BNI.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.